Mobile Suit Gundam kit and figure updates. Let's talk about that. That's right, guys. Welcome back to episode 11 of Gunpla News for October 2015. And if you haven't seen the last couple parts, I'm doing this fun thing where I'm emulating other YouTubers' intros for this month's episode of Gunpla News. If you can correctly identify that YouTuber or YouTubers that I emulated in the intro to this video, leave a comment down below. If you're the first one to do that, I'll contact you and let you know that you're the winner. And get your address, and I'll send you something cool, but just something small. Again, it's just for fun, basically. It's something fun that I wanted to do. That one shouldn't be too difficult. Those YouTubers who I was emulating in this part are pretty prolific on YouTube. I think probably a lot of you are familiar with them. Anyway, if you can name that, then leave a comment down below. Anyway, so as I said, we're going to be talking about updates for kit and figures. There's a lot. The announcement section, part 2, was incredibly long, so I want to keep this one a little bit short. I'm not really going to go into too much detail about a lot of this stuff, especially a lot of the figures. I just want to kind of get through it, because a lot of these have been announced for a long time. You guys know they're coming out. It's not really, there's nothing really to update about them, so let's just try to just get through some of these as fast as possible for you guys. I don't want to kill you with too much boringness. Damn, I'm an English teacher. Boredom, that's right. Anyway, Metal Build Strike Freedom Gundam is out in November for 27,000 yen. Very, very expensive there. Then we've got the Metal Build Astray Red Frame, which again has no price or release date set for that yet, but we got an announcement that the release information will be announced at the Tamashii Nation 2015 show. The Tamashii Nation show, once again, is just a big hobby show for figures and stuff. So at that show, we'll get the release information for the Metal Build Astray Red Frame and probably the blue frame as well. I'm not sure when exactly that show is. I think around the end of November, but I'm not sure. Anyway, so then we also have the Metal Build Astray Blue Frame, which again, no price or release date set for that. Again, as well, there's no image yet showing that it is coming with the bazooka, but I have my suspicions that the blue frame will also include the bazooka, where the red frame has the Gerbera Straight. Then we have the Armor Girls Project MS Girl Gundam Mark II, going to be out in December for 11,000 yen. This one, again, is also able to make the Barzam mode if you wanted to have it with Barzam parts. It also has the parts to make the Super Gundam, has that backpack, and which does all kinds of cool stuff. Very, very cool set if you're interested in this figure. It is going to be a little pricey, though. And there's the Assault Kingdom Psycho Gundam out in December for 9,990 yen. Again, pretty expensive for an Assault Kingdom figure, but it is fully transformable. The cockpit hatch opens, and it's going to be pretty sizable as well. Obviously, it's going to be probably similar in size to a master grade 1/100 scale Gundam. So it should be pretty big anyway. Still, that price is very, very expensive there. Then we have the Robot Spirits XK Signature Kasi Gundam Missile Pod Equipment Marking Plus version. This is something that was announced a long time ago. We didn't have any updates for it at all for a long time. Finally, we got an update on it. This is going to be out in February for 16,200 yen. So before, I thought that this was just going to be just the missile pod equipment that you can use on the Robot Spirits Kasi Gundam, but no, this is just a whole new Kasi Gundam that includes the missile pod equipment, and it's also a Marking Plus version, so that explains the high price of something like $150 for that. Then there's a handful of kits here that all have no price or release date announced yet for these. I'm guessing we're going to get information on all of these at the Tamashii Nations show. So at this point, nothing. So I'm just going to go through them. Just let you know, it's the Robot Spirits G-Self Space Pack, followed by the Robot Spirits G-Self Tricky Pack, followed by the Robot Spirits G-Self Assault Pack, followed by the Robot Spirits Torque Pack. And then moving into a different Gundam universe, the Robot Spirits Gundam Spiegel. And then another universe again is the Robot Spirits Neo Zeon. And again, this one, from what we can see so far, it's just like the top half part of the Zeon, not even like all of that. But so all of those, no price or release date except for those yet, but we'll probably be getting more news on those soon. Sorry, there is even a couple more. Not quite done yet. The Robot Spirits Jagan Echous type as well. No information on that one yet. As well as the Robot Spirits Strike Rouge. Again, no information on that one yet either. We do have some information on the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive version of the Robot Spirits Strike Rouge Kira of the Sky version. So it's basically like the Strike Rouge, but in the normal colors. And the colors is basically what makes the Strike Rouge different, because it's just a pink version of the Strike. This one is just the white version of the pink Strike Rouge. It's weird. But anyway, of course the backpack is different too, and that's what's going to be making this different anyway. So this one is out in February for 7,500 yen for, sorry, not Kira of the Sky, Sky of Kira version. Really goofy ass name. Anyway, and then we also have the Robot Spirits Strike Noir. So one more different version of the Strike is the Strike Noir, out in January for 6,500 yen. Then we have the Robot Spirits Mobius Zero that you'll obviously be able to use with your Strike Gundams if you want, or just on its own. No price or release date set for that one yet. Then we have the Robot Spirits Rick Diaz out in December. And this one is coming out relatively soon in December, but again, as I've seen so far, I have not seen a price for that, I don't think, or I missed it. Sorry guys, I guess somewhere around 5,000-6,000 yen for that. I forgot to check on that. Sorry about that. Anyway, so then some Next Edge figures. We have the Next Edge style Astray Red frame out in November for 2,500 yen. Then we have the Next Edge 00 Quant out in December for 3,000 yen, so a little bit more expensive for the 00 Quant there, but I think it's coming with more kind of clear parts and stuff, so that's probably why. And then next is the Next Edge Barbatos Gundam. Now, this one, it only says it's out in the winter, with no price set for that yet, but again, I assume we'll get more information on this soon. And by the fact that these come out about once every month, it's safe to assume this one's probably going to be out in January, but they just don't want to say for sure yet, but it's probably safe to assume January is going to be the release date for that. And then there's also the Next Edge style Schwabel Grays. Now this one we do have the price and release date is set as February for 2,700 yen. Now, based on the fact that this one is out in February, the next month for 2,700 yen, I think it is definitely very safe to assume the Barbatos Gundam is in January, and it's also safe to assume that we do have that confirmed and the price as well, and I just missed it. So, sorry about that guys, but the Barbatos Gundam, most likely January, most likely 2,500 yen, I would say probably. And then the Schwabel Grays out in February for 2,700 yen. Then next, getting into some Tamashii Web Shop exclusive stuff, is the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits Providence Gundam out in January for 10,000 yen. Pretty expensive there. Then the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits G-Self Reflector Pack out in November for 8,100 yen. Then the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Mega Bazooka Launcher out in November for 3,800 yen, of course to be used with your Robot Spirits Hyakushiki. Then the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits Unicorn Gundam and Banshee Norn final shooting version, so it is the set of both of them in their final shooting version, out this month in October for 15,000 yen. And then the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive Robot Spirits Fuun Psyche out in, again this month as well, for 6,400 yen. And the Tamashii Web Shop exclusive SDX Superior Dragon XAS out in December for 12,000 yen. Again, very expensive for an SD figure. Man, it's crazy, but oh well. And then the last one of the Tamashii Web Shop exclusives is the God Gundam Hyper Mode. This one actually looks really, really cool, I have to admit. Out in December for 6,400 yen. It's cool that it's like using some clear plastic and like gold stuff in there layered. It looks really cool. So that's it for the Tamashii stuff. Next, let's talk about some Converge stuff. We have the Gundam Converge EX-07, which will be the GP-03 Dendrobium. That's out in November for 3,200 yen. Again, pretty cool, expensive for a just small figure, but it's got a lot of stuff in there. I am definitely looking forward to getting that. Then we've got the Converge Core Federation 3 body set. That is including the RX-78-2 Gundam, the Gun Cannon, and the Gun Tank. You can just get these as a set of Converge figures. That is going to be out in December for 2,500 yen. Then we've got the Gundam Converge number 1. Now, I'm not exactly sure why they're calling this set 1 when obviously they're on like set 20 or 21, something like that, in the series, but again, don't really quite understand the name, but maybe this is just like the premium set 1, as in this is like the set you like have to buy as a box set. Again, don't really quite understand it, but this is out in December for 5,400 yen. So in the set for 5,400 yen, you're getting the new Gundam, Sazabi, the GPO-4G, the Gerbera Tetra, the Mobile Worker MASH unit, as well as the Mobile Worker Rambo Raleigh unit. And then it says here, maybe there's like a Mr. unit there included as well, or that one of your units might be replaced with a Mr. unit, a different color version or something like that. Anyway, I don't know. Alright, now let's get into the actual Gunpla. So the first thing is the Premium Bandai PG Banshee parts set. So this is basically the parts to make the Armed Armor VN and BS. If you wanted to make your perfect grade Banshee, just the original Banshee, not the Banshee Norm, these are going to be the parts for that big claw and cannon arms for the original Banshee. Very, very cool. I think I almost wonder if I would have preferred this to come out as just the whole Gundam. But of course that would have been much more expensive because you have to buy the whole perfect grade, but I don't know. Again, pros and cons to that, whatever. Anyway, this is going to be out in February for 4,300 yen. This will be coming with basically some Psycho Frame parts that will be going inside of there, as well as a few more gold parts for the tips of the Armed Armor VN claws. Then it's also going to, one of the other big draws of this is that it's also including a full set of water slides for the kit. I think whether you're making the Banshee or the Banshee Norn, this does have water slides for that, like including like the really big water slides that need to go on like the Armed Armor DE shield. So I think like if you get this, you can use some of those water slides for the Banshee or the Banshee Norn, which is cool. The other great thing that this comes with is a 1/60th scale figure of Merida Cruz, which is cool. That's great for me. I love Merida Cruz, so that's really good. I definitely pre-ordered this, and I'll definitely be showing that to you guys once that comes out later on in the winter time. Then is the Premium Bandai Master Grade Gundam Ultron EW. I mentioned this briefly before. This one's going to be out in December for 4,800 yen. Yeah, mixed feelings about that. I think this probably should have been a standard release kit. But I don't know, maybe we're going to be getting a different version of this as a standard release, like for example, the Glory of the Losers version, which should include the Ultron backpack on it as well. Maybe that's going to be the standard release, but I don't know. We don't really know at this point anyway. But it does look cool. I'm looking forward to that. Then we have the Premium Bandai Master Grade Jesta Cannon. This one is another one that I think probably should have been a standard release, but sadly it is not. That is going to be out in November for 5,400 yen. And from what I can see, sorry, I forgot to mention this, for the Master Grade Ultron, that is coming with a set of water slides. But for the Jesta Cannon, from what I can see, they haven't shown any water slides to be coming with this. And we've even got like the official like promo images where usually if there's water slides coming with it, it's usually shown in these official images, even if they don't have the water slides totally planned out. It'll just have like the square and it'll say like now planning there. But for the Jesta Cannon, it looks like it's maybe not coming with any water slides, which is, I mean, arguably it's kind of a small thing, but it can make a big difference in like deciding if it's something you want to get. Because like those Premium Bandai kits, one of the One of the nice things about them is they come with water slides, so if it doesn't come with that, it's kind of disappointing, I think. Anyway, again, 5,400 yen for that. Seems a reasonable price, I think, for that. It's not too bad. Then the Premium Bandai Master Grade Fenice Rinashita Alba. This one is out this month in October for 4,800 yen. I really like the look of that. I like the look of that more than the regular Fenice Rinashita, which I've just finished snapping up. It's ready for review as well, so I'll be reviewing that for you guys very shortly. I like the look of the Alba better, personally. But I really don't, just because of my limited space and ever-growing collection, I really don't want to add too many more kits to the collection unnecessarily. So if there's any of you guys out there who want to get a Fenice Rinashita Alba and send it to me, I'll give you my regular version of the Fenice Rinashita Master Grade and a high grade, or maybe even 2 high grades, or a high grade and an SD or something. Anyway, I'll make it worth your while to take some of my stuff that's already, it's just been snapped up, that's it. Take some of my stuff off your hands if you'll give me a Fenice Rinashita Alba. If any of you guys out there want to do that, just let me know. We'll work something out. Anyway, I would really like to get that kit, but again, like I said, just really don't want to add to this already limited space here. So if I can get rid of a few things, then that'd be cool. I don't know. So anyway, let me know. Anyway, next we have the Premium Bandai HGUC GM2 Semi-Striker, also out this month in October for 1,600 yen. Again, looks like mostly basically like parts of a GM2 and a GM Striker, just kind of bashed together. It does have a handful of new parts in there as well, though, so pretty cool. Then the Premium Bandai HG Prototype Goof Mobile Demonstration Unit Color Version. As I mentioned in the kit and figure announcements video, part 2 of this month's episode of Gunpla News, I talked about the Rambo version of this that was announced, but this one is just like the brown version out in November for 1,800 yen. I like the look of this quite a bit. I wish it came, like the markings on it are really, really cool. I wish those were water slides, but I don't think they're going to be. I think they're just going to be stickers, sadly. But really wish those were water slides for this, because they look really, really nice. Just have to see, but because it's a high grade, I think probably not. They won't be. And then that's it for Premium Bandai. I do want to just mention one last thing, is that the Premium Bandai HG Build Fighters High New Gundam Influx appears to have just been cancelled. We haven't got any updates on it at all for a few months. So it would seem like that it is at least temporarily just cancelled, or somehow I just totally missed any news on it, but I don't think that's the case. I think that it was just abandoned. Something like the 1/100 scale G Falcon for the XX was just kind of just abandoned. I think that's basically what happened with this kit. So sadly, it looks like the High New Gundam Influx is not coming out. At least it would appear that way to me. So let's get into the normal release stuff. The first one is the Master Grade RX-78 Gundam, the Origin version. I'm really, really looking forward to this kit. It looks great. Out in November for 4,600 yen. It's coming with the bazooka, the shoulder cannon, which is awesome, and then 2 different versions of the beam rifle, the original kind of regular version we're all used to, as well as like the Origin version now, which I think looks much better. Definitely looking forward to that. One thing that's interesting is also it's using the 3.0 inner frame, which is cool. The Amazing Red Warrior, which we had out recently, used the Gundam 2.0 inner frame, which is really nice. But some people wondered why it didn't use the 3.0. For this kit, it is going to be using the new 3.0 frame. So it'll be cool to see how they're integrating maybe some moving armor parts using that inner frame for this kit. So looking forward to seeing more about that. Another cool thing that it comes with is some like weapon firing, like flame flash kind of like effect parts for the Vulcans on the chest, as well as on the wrist part as well. Those don't really look that great for me. I'm not really too interested in that, but they are interesting. They are cool. I'm glad that we're getting those. They're cool, but I'm not really personally interested in using those on my kit, but I'm glad that we are getting those. It is something cool to get with the kit. Just not really personally for me something that I want to use, but it is cool anyway. And then next, the last normal release kit that we have on the books so far for the HG Build Fighters line, but with the OVA coming out, there's a good chance we're going to get more later. But for now, it's the HG Build Fighters Super Fumina, out in November for 1,800 yen. Looks really cool. We're now seeing some more images of how exactly the head is constructed, where it's actually a separate piece for the eyes, as well as the eyebrows is a separate piece that just like fits into the faceplate part. So painting that stuff should be very easy. That's good. And then the size of it is quite sizable. We can see it here compared to the just regular HGGM cardigan. It's much larger. I think the size of this kit is going to be more comparable to like the size of a Master Grade 1/100 scale size kit. So that's really cool. And for the price of 1,800 yen, that's really not that much. I mean, considering it's going to be relatively big, coming with quite a lot of stuff in there, and just because of the engineering that they had to do to make this kit, it's quite different from most other Gundam kits. 1,800 yen seems like a very reasonable price for that. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. I'm really excited to see this kind of something very special and unique in the Gunpla world. This is something we don't have anything like this at all, so very cool. Then we have the 1/100 scale Barbatos Gundam, again, just out in November, 2,700 yen. Looks cool. Looks like the red markings, I was hoping were going to be like a red piece behind the white piece, but it looks like those are going to be just stickers for that, it would seem. So that's kind of disappointing, but again, just painting that shouldn't be too difficult, so not really too much of a big deal there. It is coming with the cannon as well as the sword, so it looks like if you want a 1/100 scale mace, for that, I don't know, maybe it's going to be a part set out later, but at least the kit for now, from what we can tell, is not coming with that big mace, which is kind of like one of the main sort of weapons for it, at least in the beginning of the series anyway. So it's a little bit odd, but again, maybe that's going to be something we're going to be getting in a later set. Now, the HG Barbatos Gundam was just released in Japan just a couple days ago. But there is a couple more sets coming out this month in October. The first one being the HG Orphans Option Set 1 and CGS Mobile Worker. Once again, this is coming with parts: a lance for the Schwabel Greys, a cannon for the Barbatos, as well as a shield for the Greys, as well as the little Mobile Worker tank. Pretty cool set there for 600 yen. And then there's the HG Greys coming out this month in October for 1,000 yen. Which again looks really, really nice. Can't wait to try that one out. Looks like a great grunt suit. And then the HG Schwabel Greys out this month as well for 1,000 yen. As far as I know, I've got that price right. And for this to be the same price, the Greys and the Schwabel Greys, considering the Schwabel Greys seems to come with more in terms of the parts. It has an extra weapon with the wire guided claw. It has like more kind of thrusters and stuff on it. For that to be the same price is cool. Either that or I've got my information wrong. I still am suspicious that we're going to get a premium Bandai version in like the purple version for the Gaelo custom color version, possibly, but so far we haven't seen anything about that, so I don't know, we'll have to see. Possibly like a version of the Schwabel Greys where it's just color swapped to purple, and then it comes with that lance part from the weapon set. So I don't know, I think it seems like a perfect candidate for a P-Bandai release, but so far nothing about that. Then there's the HG Greys Kai out in November as well for 1,000 yen. Again, doesn't really look too different from the Greys in terms of its design. It's just got some different kind of chest and head armor, as well as shoulder armor is different as well. I like the look of the Greys Kai even more than the regular Greys, so that's really cool. I'm definitely looking forward to getting that one as well. Then we have, moving out of Iron-Blooded Orphans, we have the HG Hyper Beam Javelin that is going to be sold again with the Gundam UC Bande Dessinée manga, volume 14, out in December for 1,200 yen. So if you want a Hyper Beam Javelin for your HG Unicorn Gundams, you can get that. Just have to buy it with the comic book as well. Then we have the HG UC Gundam Mark II AUG version, Revive version, out in November for 1,600 yen. Looks like a great kit. I can't wait to try the Revive and Titan, or the Revive AUG and Titans versions there. Those look really, really nice. Just have to see if they're going to be, how nice they are. I mean, the RG versions are super great. So, I mean, these HD versions look good, but between the two, I don't know, the RG is still really, really good. So last thing is just a couple of SDs. The SD Gundam X Standard Exia out this month for 600 yen, and I really like the box art of these X Standard kits. I mean, I'm not really into SDs still, but the box art of them is definitely pretty cool. Just very simple. I like that. Matches just the simplicity of the kits probably. And then there's the SD Gundam X Standard Wing Gundam Zero EW out this month as well for 600 yen. So again, these kits are very simple, low price point, so don't expect too much, but they should be pretty cool. I'll be getting these to show them to you guys, so look forward to that in the near future. Anyway, that is it for all the updates. Again, I hopefully try to keep that a little bit faster, but anyway, thank you guys for sticking through. Coming up next, we are going to talk about some third-party and resin kits in part 4, as well as we're going to have a new intro for you guys to guess who it is. It should be maybe a little bit more obscure one. Anyway, stay tuned for part 4, and you can see that. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon.